Today in Shinobi Striker, we're going to be doing a full detailed weapon review over the ninja equipment Deer in Autumn Leaves, aka the Shikamaru SS Plus weapon that just came out in the most recent shop update. And I am extremely sorry for the late upload. I spent 500 scrolls and got nothing. This is the avatar intro for the weapon, very clean and very unique. First, we're going to be going over light attacks and a square for PlayStation and X for Xbox. For the first light attack, the character slashes the opponent diagonally from top to bottom and then from bottom to top. For the double light attack, the character hits the opponent with a side kick and then hits him with another back kick right after. For the triple light attack, the character follows up the initial kick with a diagonal slash from top to bottom. For the quadruple light attack, the character hits the opponent with a paper bomb and then gets on the floor and does a ground side kick. And we'll talk about these stacks in just a minute. For the aerial light, the character slashes the opponent 2 times diagonally. For the double aerial light, the character follows up the initial slash with a side kick and then a spinning hook kick. For the triple aerial light, the character just adds another diagonal slash right after the kicks. For the quadruple aerial light, the character hits the opponent with a paper bomb and then side kicks them into the air. Moving on to the heavy attacks, and to do those is triangle for PlayStation and Y for Xbox. For the heavy attack, the character just does a shadow possession, and this is unblockable and breaks all low priority super armor. For the double heavy, a bunch of tendrils just stick out, piercing the opponent and stunning them for a little bit. Moving on to the aerial heavy, where the character slashes the opponent and then does a spinning hook kick, breaking the guard of the opponent and then throwing a kunai. Moving on to the combo attacks, where you mainly want to utilize your light and heavy combo strings. For the light plus heavy, the character throws down a shadow trap on the ground that stuns anyone who steps on it. For the light plus double heavy, a tendril comes out of the shadow trap and then hits the opponent with a paper bomb kunai, exploding them. And here it is done against the other opponent. As you can see, throws the kunai and then explodes. For the double light plus heavy, it's just the same sequence but adds a couple kicks before launching the trap. For the double light plus double heavy, is going to launch 2 tendrils this time since you did 2 light attacks. For the triple light plus heavy, is just going to be the same thing with a trap. And for the triple light plus double heavy, 3 tendrils will come out this time since you did 3 lights. Moving on to the aerial light plus heavy, where the character throws a paralysis seal kunai. And the number of the kunai you're going to throw depends on how many lights you do. For the double aerial light plus heavy, you're going to throw 2 paralysis seal kunai at the opponent since you did 2 lights. And finally, for the triple aerial light plus heavy, you're going to be throwing 3 paralysis seal kunai since you did 3 lights. Moving on to the charge attack, which can only be done if the circle around the opponent turns into a scarlet red. And for the charge attack, you launch towards the opponent and hit them with a left hook, and the stun is decent. And the most confusing part of this weapon, the tactic stacks. First, we're going to be talking about how to get the tactic stacks. Tactic stacks are gained by executing specific light and heavy attack sequences, and you do not need to land the attacks, simply performing them grants stacks. And things to keep in mind is the amount of stacks you can hold at a single time is 5. However, stacks decay over time at an approximate rate of 1 stack every 20 seconds. Next up, what does the tactic stacks do? When you have the stacks enabled, you can have a 5% ninja tool cooldown reduction, and since you can hold 5 at a time, you can have a total of 25% cooldown reduction. And when you reach maximum stacks, your heavy attacks are enhanced. What are the combos that activate the tactic stacks? First are the light and heavy attack sequences. All the aerial light heavies gives you stacks. The amount of stacks you get depends on how many lights you did before the heavy. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can go back to the combos to see how many stacks each combo gives you on the top left of your screen. For the ground light heavies, you can only get stacks by doing the double heavy combo strings. And once again, the amount of stacks you get depends on how many lights you did before the double heavy. If you don't understand, you can go to the combos and look at the top left of your screen to see how many stacks each combo gives you. And all of the light enders grants you the stacks as well, which means you can just complete the full ground or aerial light combo strings for the stacks as well. Moving on to the buffed combos when tactic stacks are active. The first one is going to be the double heavy on the ground. And what it does is that it deals more damage, has a slightly larger AoE, launches the enemy upwards, and allows for a longer total stun. But using this heavy consumes all tactic stacks. And here it is in action. As you can see, bigger tendrils and overall more damage. Moving on to the buffed aerial heavy, where the combo is completely changed. You basically throw 3 floating bombs which are very popular in the Storm series, deals minimal damage and guard breaks enemies, and using this buffed heavy consumes all tactic stacks. And here's the buffed aerial heavy in action. And before I go ahead and rate this weapon, I just want to let y'all know that this was a requested video, so if you have any other video ideas, just let me know and I got you. For the first category that we're going to be ranking is going to be damage, and the damage for this weapon is actually pretty good considering it's a heal type. It has a bunch of really hard hitting attacks and some light attacks that don't deal that much, but overall I think a 7 out of 10 is fair. Moving on to speed, and the speed for this weapon is not bad, but it's also not great. Like, there's a bunch of combos where the opponent could just escape easily, and there's a ton of combos which the opponent can't escape, and it's just confusing. So for that reason, I have to give it a 6 out of 10 in terms of speed. Moving on to range, and the range for this weapon is amazing. Like, considering this is a healer weapon, it has so many far range attacks, but on the other hand, the melee attacks for this weapon have practically no range whatsoever. But overall, I'm gonna have to give range an 8 out of 10. Moving on to the combos, and the combos for this weapon are absolutely amazing. They're extremely unique and can be hella useful in the right situations. So for that reason, I have to give combos an 8 out of 10. Moving on to reliability, and this weapon is actually pretty reliable and can break super armor and has good range and good close range attacks, and so for that reason, I have to give reliability a 7 out of 10. And last but not least, user friendly. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this weapon is not user friendly. It just has so much going on and can be confusing, but that doesn't mean you can't understand it. It will just take you a long time. And that's why I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 in terms of user friendly. And finally, for the overall rating of this weapon, I have to give it a 7 out of 10. I think this weapon is good, and you should definitely try to get your hands on it just because of how unique it is. And speaking of getting this weapon, I actually couldn't pull it. As most of y'all know, I spent around 500 scrolls and got nothing. But shout out to my man Boba for providing me with footage to record these, so do me a favor and go check out his channel. And if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, I would highly appreciate if you could like and subscribe and turn on the notifications. And see you guys in the next one. Peace out.